Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann, and this is a Vlog-O-Ween 2020 video. I'm really excited because today, fabric stash. So I have 3 fabric stash bins. They all fit in one of those like three tier drawers like this. I have 1 box that is strictly Aida fabric and 2 that are linens of different sizes. But I definitely have a sweet spot at 32 count Lugana. It's my absolute favorite, although I do stitch on some other stuff, except for 40 count. I tried it, Tiffany. I tried it a couple of times. I no longer have any 40 count in this house. Just is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. So some of the stuff that I have, I don't know exactly what like maker or brand the fabric is, because some stuff it was gifted to me. So if you happen to know because of the name or what have you who the maker is, let me know down below because I'm curious, and I will mark it on a little paper and make sure that I know the information whenever I eventually get around to using it. So I have a fair amount of stash, not Aida. I used to have a lot more Aida, but I'm slowly going through it. But I used to have a lot more stash because for 2 years I was in a Fabric of the Month club, and it was 13, it was a baker's dozen. So in December you would get 2 pieces of fabric. And I did that through a shop in Maryland. Absolutely loved doing it. But for 2020, I don't know why. I needed to like use some fabric, and I was like, I want to join again in 2021. Something in my brain knew 2020 would be kind of confuddled. You know what I mean? All right. So let's just dive into it. We'll go over Aida fabric first, but there is something that I am going to do. I'm going to make my electrolyte drink because I'm really thirsty and I don't feel like getting up and going and getting regular water, and I happen to have this right next to me. But this is a saltwater mixture with potassium because I don't eat carbs for my muscles and things. And so I'm not just drinking straight up salt water. I add in some vitamin fruit punch flavoring that's 0 calories, 0 sugar. Just adds some flavor. Anyways, I've been like really thirsty today. So, salty fruit punch it is. All right, so we're gonna do Aida first, and we'll just dive in. So, one of the first things that I have is a Fabrics by LJ, and I'm going to show you all of it. This isn't going to include fabrics, obviously, in whips or in things that are already kitted up. This is if I wanted to start something tomorrow. This is what my options are. So I have the remnants of a piece of Fabrics by LJ Aida in the colorway Wicked, which was green and pink. I did have one more like pink corner, but I gifted that to my friend Ashley. And this is a 14 count. And I do still have a couple of pieces of Fabrics by LJ. Again, I say this every time, he no longer dyes fabric. So you would only be able to get some in a D stash, but it was really cool stuff. This is another Fabrics by LJ. This is an 18 count, and the color was Earth. And this one looks so stinking cool. I have to find the perfect thing to put on this. So cool. So cool, so cool, so cool. Wow. I'm going to try and show all my Fabrics by LJ, I think. A tint. This next one is called Rocky Spring. Oh, and he used to send them with a dryer sheet in them. It still actually smells kind of good. But they would always be like soft and smell really good. I'd used a corner of this for something. but I still have a whole bunch of it. So, did I say this was an 18 count? Yeah. But this one's called Rocky Spring. And then this is an 18 count Lavender Sky. And this I originally started the Satsuma Street Zodiacs on. It wasn't going to be big enough for all of them. So I cut off the one that I did and threw it away. Don't ask. But I do have enough for a decent sized piece, and then like a chunk down here that could be good for like a smaller piece. So anytime that happens, and I know there is a piece of fabric in here in my linen that the dye got messed up on part of it, we'll talk about it. But don't be afraid to like cut sections off of fabrics, because you can always use them for something smaller. It only ruins them from something really big. And honestly, sometimes we need smaller pieces than we need bigger pieces. I mean, honestly. Okay, I do still have some in packages. This is a 14 count Aida in camise that was given to me. And this one's really old from Walmart by Charles Craft. And it's just a pink 14 count Aida. This was some fabric that was gifted to me. It's just a green. It was cut oddly. But I can do some like bleach dyeing to this. I could do some over dyeing to this, or I could just leave it as it is and do a small. I have two 18 packs of Aida that I could dye or do whatever I want with. But it is sometimes nice to have a couple white in here, because sometimes you don't want it on over dyed fabric. It's very rare for me nowadays, but every once in a while, sometimes I go, dang it, I would so do that on white, and then I never have white. So it is nice to have a little bit in here. I need to stop clicking that. I have a bookmark. Don't know what to do with that, but it's there. Alright, I have a piece of sparkly Picture This Plus. I believe this is Crystal Mystic from Picture This Plus, and it's a 14 count. I started the Gingerbread Lane. It's a advent calendar on this fabric, and it was just too much. I also spilled chocolate milk on it. It's fine. The darker sparkly fabrics are harder for me to stitch on. And also, I just got tired of working on it, so I pulled it. And I would love to use this fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. But, one, I have to be in the mood for sparkles. And two, I am missing a piece of fabric. I think. Where did that piece of fabric go? Curiouser and curiouser. Don't know what happened. Whatever. Guess we'll call it a day. Anyways, what was I saying? Well, I am so sorry, guys. I started on another piece as well, and I don't know. It's just not for me, that one. Ooh, one last fabrics by LJ that I missed. This one is called Pale Whiskers. Again, this is an 18 count. I used to get a lot of his 18 count Aidas. I love this one. But what do I put on it? It's so beautiful. I absolutely love this piece of fabric. Love it. Okay, now to some stuff that I've dyed. This is a 16 count. It is a green with splashes of black on it. Very pretty. I really like it. I made this for a specific Stony Creek pattern, Halloween pattern. And I fell out of love with the pattern, but not out of love with the fabric. So I just need the perfect thing to go on it. But this is why we build up a stash. This is another 16 count that I over dyed. And I called it Eden's Garden. Again, I need something for this. Look how pretty. Such a beautiful fabric. All right, some other things that I've dyed that I don't necessarily know the counts for, because again, these were like chunks of fabric that were gifted to me that I dyed. I can take guesses. Most of them are going to be either 14 or 16 count because they were gifted to me from other people. This one I dyed with tan and some gray and brown. Really, really like this one. It's a really cool neutral. This brown is an ice dye of tan and pink. This is one of my first ice dyes that I ever did. This one I recently did. It's a long skinny piece of orange, yellow, pink, and purple. Came out really good. I don't think those are, I used less colors than that, but that's what it came out looking like. This is purple, gray, and green. It's bigger than that, but. Whoop. Another Halloween flared fabric. This is a way bigger piece. It's double this as well, but it's tan, green, blue, and gray. It's really, really, really nice. This is definitely a 14 count. This is a piece of Picture This Plus in Heroic. I originally was stitching the Clouds Factory mythical creature calendar on this, and I fell out of love with it. So I picked it all out, and so now I have a, I want to say it's a 14 count because of what fabrics I was stitching on back then, but it might be a 16, but I know that's Picture This Plus Heroic. I just don't remember the stitch count. And this is a piece of Ancient from Picture This Plus. It's a fat 8th. And it is an 18 count Aida. I love Ancient. It's a really great staple neutral. Absolutely adore it. Need some. Water. This is 14 count Flapper from Picture This Plus. Really nice purple. A little piece. The last two pieces that I've dyed, this is a traditional tie-dye swirl 18 count fabric that I dyed. I love it and I don't know what to put on it, but I absolutely love this. Isn't that great? What do I put on this? I've never used it because honestly the swirl came out so perfect in this. Like I kind of just like want to like frame this. But I also want to stitch something on it first. But it's pretty perfect, I think. Oh, that's not 18 count. I was wrong. It's a 14 count. But still, it's beautiful. It need not be ashamed. All right. And then this I made to do the Black Hat Society, but a Harry Potter version. But I am thinking of using, I'm thinking of putting the Harry Potter crest on this because I did the colors to be in the same spot as the Harry Potter crest. So I could stitch the crest on this fabric, and I think that might look really cool. And I do have the pattern. So I just need to bite the bullet on that one. So that's all of my Aida. There is a piece missing. It's a dark blue. Where'd it go? Maybe I gave it to somebody to try. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. That's what's happening in all fairness and reality. Okay. let's get to the fabrics that I don't know what all of them are. We'll do those first, and then we'll get into the stuff that I've dyed and the Pictures Plus stuff, which I have plenty of. So first I have this 28 count casual linen. I don't know who it's by, but it's called Light Amsterdam Blue. So if you know who dyes the color Light Amsterdam Blue, please let me know, but it is beautiful. And either this piece or the next one that I will show you is going to be a Mirabilia, the Madonna and Child, because I just think that would be really perfect. So that one is this. And this one came in this Ziploc bag with two smaller bags in it with two different labels. And this one says pinkish, so that's why I'm thinking this is the label for this one, but as a 32 count lakeside linen in the color Bittersweet. Can somebody confirm that for me? But it has like a yellowish cream and pink in it. It's really, really pretty. But it does look 32 count, but I don't know enough about lakeside linens. So if this looks like bittersweet, let me know. But either that or the Light Amsterdam Blue is gonna have a mirror on it. Hands down. That's why I haven't ever touched them, because I know exactly what I want to do with one of them. This piece, I don't know who this is by, and it has some stitching started on it, and I can't remember who gifted this to me. It's like the start of an R, but it's just a nice like tea dye looking fabric, but I don't know where it came from, and I don't know the count size, but based off of the stitching, it looks like it's a 32 count. This I know is a 32 count, and it came in a package like this, but it was a slightly different color. It's actually the color that I'm doing the laundry series on by Hands On Design, but I took part of that fabric and I coffee tea dyed it and put it in the oven, and I did Lizzie Kate's Words to Live By on it, and this is the other piece of that, but it was like a denim blue or something, and that I over dyed. And then this is, and it's a 32 count linen. This is MCG Textiles 32 count linen, and it doesn't give a color. Oh, 32 linen silver is the color. This is a 32 count Jobelan even weave that I coffee tea dyed. So just very simple. I did put it in the oven. You can see some of the scorching, and it does smell like coffee. That's just me. I don't drink coffee anymore. I used to, but now like the smell kind of upsets my stomach. Could also be the fact that I've had 2 of these already. So I said 64 ounces and I'm drinking more. Just because I'm thirsty. I am really thirsty, but that's a lot of water. This is a 28 count linen. It's called Antique Almond, but it doesn't tell me who is the dyer. Really nice, and it's massive. It's massive. It's 27 by 36. So pretty big, almost a yard in both directions. Crazy. And like all of what I've just shown you has been given to me by my Quilt Guild family. This is Cream Cashel 28 count. I haven't dyed this or anything, but it is a long skinny piece of 28 count in cream. Nothing fancy. This, I am pretty sure I coffeed and tea dyed, and I have no tag or information on it. It is definitely not an even weave. It is definitely a very pilly linen. You can see a lot of pilling on this side. That one will come off, but there's some pilling up here and stuff. Very uneven, but I did coffee and tea dye it. And there's actually a second piece of that. So this is exactly the same. They're just different sizes. Yeah. All right. Let me show you a piece of fabrics by LJ because I think this is my last piece. And this is a 32 count Jobelin in the color Sandstorm. Whoop. Isn't that beautiful? So beautiful. I don't know what to use it on. So that's why it's still unused. But I've always loved this fabric. And it's so soft. So soft. All right, we're getting into the Pictureless Plus. I have half a cut of Tango from Pictureless Plus. This is 32 count Lugana. So Tango is a really, really beautiful, like reddish color, like rusty red. I have a cut of Ancient. So again, it looks like a piece of parchment with like some ink splattered on it, or like, you know, you got it like on the side of your hand and you accidentally rubbed it across the rest of the page. That kind of thing. And then I have a 32 count piece of Fog from Pictureless Plus. There's a little bit of like a greenish toned cream modeling on it. It's a really nice neutral. All right, my last bin. Let me pull some of this out and then we'll fill the bin back up. It's a lot of Pictureless Plus and some stuff that I dyed, plus some other stuff. But a lot of Pictureless Plus is in here. Okay. These two pieces are 32 count linens that came with my kits from Russia from Barbara Anna. So from Mrs. Teacup and, or Mrs. Teapot and Mrs. Scissors. So these are just kit fabrics. This was the kit fabric that came with Needles Dance. It's also a 32 count even weave or linen. It's a really even linen though, but it's just really stiff and it was really hard to work with. So I changed the colors of it. These Heather gifted me. So I have some polka dots and I think all of these are 28 count, but I have some brown polka dots. I have a scrap of blue polka dots, some gray polka dots, and some gray gingham. I'm really excited. She also gifted me some brown gingham, but that is in a kitted up piece right now, so you'll see that soon. This is a 28 count Country French latte piece. It's really nice. I don't know who makes that, but I have heard of it. This is from The Loft, Elk City, Oklahoma. This is called Linen Duck. It looks kind of oatmeal-y to me. This is a scrap off of my Mill Hill banner. This was a 25 count, if I'm correct. And I just kept it because it could be made into something like really small, like a little tiny mini banner or something. But I just kept it just in case, but I don't know, it may never get used. This is a piece of 28 count linen in Crystal Truffle from Pictureless Plus. This is one of the fabrics that was gifted to me by the company for doing a video for them. Absolutely love that. It's very, very pretty. I need to find the right piece to go on that. This is just a scrap of like a pale pink. Looks to be about a 28 count. This is a 32 count that I dyed myself. This is the last like little scrap of it that I have, but it was meant to look like a used chalkboard. This is a Bucilia Zweigart Raw Linen Belfast in 32 count. Still in the package. That was given to me by one of my old quilting friends. This is half a piece of 32 count Lugana in Cyprium from Picture This Plus. I absolutely love this color. Love it. I have a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Prank from Picture This Plus. Absolutely love this color. I need to find something to put on that. Ooh, maybe the Barbara Anna cat who's trick-or-treating. We will see. 32 count Lugana in Lily Pad from Picture This Plus. I absolutely love this. This is another one that was gifted to me. I love it. 32 count Lugana in Earthen. It's a really nice pinky color. Very nice neutral from Picture This Plus. This is the other half of Highland from Picture This Plus. This is on a 36 count linen. Just remember all the different fabrics, the different colors and everything are going to look different between linen, Lugana, and Aida and all of that. So some of the colors may be more vibrant in some fabrics and all that kind of stuff. But this one is what I'm stitching my melancholy piece on, the other half, and it looks really good. This is Helix. It's a really light, icy blue. 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus. This is a brighter blue called Ariel. Again, Picture This Plus. Velt, Picture This Plus. I love this one. It's really nice greens, tans, and browns. So pretty. Barnwood, a must in everyone's. Again, Picture This Plus. We will talk about that one in just a second. This is Heritage from Picture This Plus. Sprite, a nice light purple. Pewter. Feldspar, which I actually had two of these, and this is what my Long Dong sampler Pavane is on. Love it. It is gorgeous. This is the leftover of Mellow 32 count Lugana. I stitched the series from Brenda Gervais. The little circles. What were they called? Holiday Hooplas. My Lanta. All of those were stitched on Mellow. All right. Let's talk about the last piece of Picture This Plus in this before we talk about the stuff that I've dyed. So, this piece of, ooh, hiccup. Sorry about that. Wow. Okay. I stitched the Little House Needleworks ABCs, seasonal ABCs on Oaken, and I needed one more piece to do the fourth one. So this is what's left of that. However, a section of this piece did not get modeled, like, at all. But that's fine, because the top half of it is. This right here looks amazing. This right here also looks kind of cool. But not together. But that's okay. So if this happens, if you need the whole piece for a sampler or something, I can understand sending it back and asking for a piece where there is modeling across the entire thing. But this kind of stuff does happen in hand-dyed fabrics. And because this piece was really modeled and I got to use it for my other, I'm probably just going to separate this piece, use this half for something, and use this chunk for something. So For me, it wasn't the end of the world. It honestly depends on what you need the fabric for and how much you need. And if you can like split it up like that. But because it worked out for the piece that I needed this for, and the way that I used it and cut it up, I'm not too mad about it because I'm going to get 2 totally different looks out of the same color for 2 different pieces. So that's my hot take on messed up fabric. I have this long skinny sliver of linen in the green, blue, tan, and gray coloring that I had in the Ada box as well. I have this really nice, this is just a coffee tea dyed, really nice model. This one looks like a starburst. I did it with pink, orange, and yellow, and there was a little bit of tan in there, so that's where it pulled some of the greens and stuff. It looks really neat. I did a linen version of the green, purple, and gray. And I did a linen version of the blue, gray, and tan. So that is all of my fabric. If I wanted to pick out something to do a project today, that's what I currently have to choose from. Now, you never know. I may go to the L&S. I may pull some stuff. I may unkit things. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen over time, because we kit things up, we stop loving stuff, and we unkit stuff, and we unwhip things all the time, and things end up back in our stash. But as of today, that is what I have. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. That's all that I have to share with y'all today. But that is my current fabric stash, and it's not too bad. It is dwindling, but that's okay. I still have some really good staples and a couple of really fun, like, out there pieces. And if I'm looking for something any too specific in a hurry, I can always dye something for myself, because I love doing that. But I will see y'all tomorrow in the next video. Bye, guys.